keep your hand trimmed and burning. Put it all in your vessel. Keep your hand trimmed and burning. Put a little more in your vessel. Keep your hand trimmed and burning. You got to be ready for the bridegroom. Yeah, the bridegroom coming so soon. Fill with the oil in your vessel. Keep your lamp trimmed and burning. Fill with the oil in your vessel. Keep your lamp trimmed and burning. Fill with the oil in your vessel. Keep your lamp trimmed and burning. You got to be ready for the bridegroom. For the bridegroom coming so soon. Yeah, put a little more in your vessel. Keep your lamp trimmed and burning. Put a little oil in your vessel. Keep your lamp trimmed and burning. You got to be ready for the bridegroom. For the bridegroom coming so soon. Amen, amen. Put a little oil in your vessel.
Yeah.
The bridegroom is definitely coming
Amen.
real soon.
Man.
I like to give honor to the Spirit of Christ, truly the head of my life. I like to give honor to our great pastor, Pastor Anthony Willis Sr.,
Amen.
his queenly wife, Dr. Patricia Willis.
Bless you.
I like to give honor to all my big brothers that share this sacred roster
Amen.
along with their wives and their husband.
Amen.
Before I go any further, I'd like to give honor to Sister Tonette Laidler, the best part of this old boy.
Amen.
Right. Amen.
The scripture we have before us today is Judges, the 7th chapter, verses 4 through 7 will find you well. If you find Judges chapter 7, verses 4 through 7, you will find these words. And the Lord said unto Gideon, the people are yet too many. Bring them down into the water, and I will try them for thee there. And it shall be that of whom I say of thee, this shall go with thee. The same shall go with thee, and whosoever I say unto thee, this shall not go unto thee. The same shall not go.
Amen.
So he brought down the people unto the water. And the Lord said unto Gideon, everyone that lappeth of the water with his tongue, as a dog lappeth, him shall not sit by himself. Likewise, everyone that bowed down upon his knees to drink, and the number of them that lapped, putting their hand to their mouth, were 300 men. But all the rest of the people bowed down upon their knees and drank water. And the Lord said unto Gideon, by the 300 men that lapped will I save you, and deliver the Midianites into thy hand. And let all the other people go every man unto his place.
Yeah.
I'd like to use for thought on this special occasion the dangers in a crowd. The dangers in a crowd.
Right.
You know, my mind goes back when was doing my initial sermon, and at that time I was the custodian of the Greater Beulah Missionary Baptist Church while we were on Iona Street. So I had the opportunity of having the keys. And what I would do, I had the opportunity to go in there and I would practice my sermon.
Yeah.
It was nobody but me and the Lord.
Amen.
But as I look back in the time in which we live, God was preparing me for such a time as this.
Oh, yes.
You know, we may not know what we will go through in this lifetime, but God will always prepare us for what we need to endure.
Amen.
Oh, I wish I had a witness.
Oh, yes.
The dangers in a crowd.
Yeah.
If you will, pray with me. Oh, my Father, I come as humble as I know how. I come before your people to tell them about your word. I ask you to hide behind that old rugged cross, the one in the middle, that your people can see none of me but all of thee. Oh, I'll be so careful to give your name the glory, the honor, and the praise. We thank you now. Realizing that thousands are sick, but we still thank you. Realizing that thousands are deceased, but we still say thank you. Realizing that this epidemic had hit a lot of our families, but we still say thank you. Oh, if I had 10,000 tongues and they all were going at the same time, I couldn't thank you enough this evening. Touch this message. Touch your preacher, man. Please build me up on every leaning side. Please forgive me of all those sins. I'll be so careful to give your name the glory, the honor, and the praise. These and many other blessings I ask you, your darling son. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. The book of Judges provides for us many valuable things. We learn how districts and tribes function in Israel. The period of our text is the period of Judges before Israel had kings.
Yeah.
Israel was ruled by judges such as Samuel, such as Deborah, and others. Gideon being among them. His spontaneous name means those who are governed. Israel at this point was in a crisis.
Yeah. All right.
As an ethnic group. Oh, I don't know about you, but I know a little something about being in a crisis. I know a little something about the crisis of not being able to pay your JEA bill.
Yeah.
I know a little bit of something about a crisis that not being able to meet your mortgage payment.
Come on.
Oh, I know a little something about the crisis of having to park your car by the window because you don't know when it's going to be repossessed.
Yeah.
I know a little something about being in a crisis.
Yeah.
I know, and what's so ironic about that statement I just made, you know, some people's crises are a whole lot worse than others.
All right.
Because if you took a poll and if you put crisis in a hat and individuals pull crisis out of a hat and they read what crisis another individual was going through, they will want their crisis back.
Yeah.
But I know a little something about being in a crisis. It seems as though the only way Israel could resolve her crisis, her problem, was to go to war with the Midianites.
Yeah.
And go to war with the Amalekites. And go to war with the people or the children of the east. Israel had become enslaved, and her oppressors included in their plan for Israel not only to be oppressed, but also starvation. It was necessary in this crisis for God to produce a hero. It was necessary for God to produce a champion for Israel. It seems that it takes crises of this kind to produce men that will come up to be equal to the task. It was out of such a crisis that God called Moses. It was out of such a crisis that David came. It was out the type of crisis that most of our heroes came. But most of all, it was out of the crisis, and this is the one I'm really, really, truly glad about, that Jesus came. Yeah. The world was in a crisis until Jesus came. Yeah. For when these things grow darkest, God always let his light shine on due time. That's right. To bring somebody that is equal to the task. God always have a ram in the bush, no matter how deep your crisis seems to be. Gideon was that man of the hour. Gideon was commissioned, and now when his commission was clear, one of the first things he did was break down the enemy's altar. At this time, people thought mountains and hills had spirits and would often build their altars in these areas. Cross, I don't know if you can see the hills and the mountains of Texas, but when I had a chance to go to Arizona, back when they had the baseball fields, they had mountains and hills all around. Yeah. And if you looked at the mountains long enough, and stared at those mountains long enough, it will have you to forget what time of the day is. Yeah. The hills and mountains had spirits. Yeah. It had spirits, and they will often build altars in these areas. Right. Gideon destroyed the altar of Baal, and God informed him his time had arrived. Okay. And Gideon wanted a sign. Gideon knew he was embarking on an awesome task. Yeah. Gideon said, Lord, I don't want to make a mistake. All right. I have a feeling that you called me, but I don't want to be too presumptive. Yes, sir. I don't want to speculate about the wrong information. All right. I would like for you to certify my calling. Yeah. I would like for you to certify my commission. Yeah. I would really, if you really, really, truly call me, let me know. Just give me a sign. Yes. Lord, I need a sign. Yeah. I'm going to lay down a fleece tonight. And if it is your will, if it's your divinely commission, I want you to let the dew fall on the fleece and let it be dry all around it, and this will verify and certify me. Yeah. I guess that's where we get that song for, Lord. Lord, let the dew fall on me. The next morning when he awoke, he went to check the fleece. And not only did God allow the dew to fall on the fleece. Yes, sir. Gideon was able to wring the fleece out into the bowl filled to the rim. Mm-hmm. Gideon said at that time, Lord, I really need to know if I'm really certified. I really need to know if I'm the man that you called.
All right.
I want to test you this thing a little further. I want to make sure it's not an accident.
Yeah.
If I'm really the one you called, if I'm really right, I'm going to put a fleece out again tonight. And if you're really not making a mistake, let the dew fall all around it and let the fleece be dry.
Yeah. All right.
From this point on, Gideon went on to construct an army that will help him in God's fight.
Yeah.
When Gideon arose the next morning, the fleece was dry and the dew had fell all around the ground.
All right.
Gideon made his call for God's army. 3,200 came.
All right.
The Lord said unto Gideon, you have too many.
Yeah.
Oh, you know the history. You know the history. Gideon posed the question, if you are afraid, you may be excused.
All right.
Out of those 32,000, 10,000 excused themselves.
Yeah.
10,000 of them went back home.
Yeah.
10,000 of them went back. They didn't want to fight in God's war.
Uh-huh.
They will forget who the victory belongs to.
All right.
That was God's thinking on those 10,000.
Yes, sir.
They'd have been patting them on themselves on the chest and on their back saying, look what we did. So God He excused those 10,000.
Yes, sir.
Because fear was the test.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I don't want nobody that fear around me, fear or war around me when I go to fight in God's war.
Yeah.
Fear was the deciding factor for those 10,000. You know what fear means. False evidence appearing real.
All right.
God said again, the crowd is still too dangerous.
Yeah.
And too many. God said there was too many in the crowd. Gideon took them down to the river to drink.
Yeah.
God told him, said that set them aside, and the ones that lap down like a dog, and the ones that get on their knees, get rid of the ones that get down on their knees.
All right.
The ones that stoop down in the water and lap water like a dog, about 300 of those remain.
Yeah.
God said that those are the ones that he can use.
Yes, sir.
Those are the 300 that he can use.
Yes, sir.
And those are the 300 that Gideon called in his army.
Yeah.
And went on to fight the Midianites and the Amalekites in God's war.
Yeah.
Oh, I know I am right about it.
Yes, sir.
See, there's a dangerous in being in a crowd.
Yeah.
You know, Gideon was a lot like Jesus the Christ. You know, they didn't think Gideon could lead a war against the Amalekites and against the Midianites. They didn't think that Gideon could be the commander that can win God's war.
Yeah.
They didn't think that Jesus was the one that can come and deliver us from our sins and deliver us from what we call death.
Yes, sir.
Gideon and Jesus was just alike.
Yeah.
Gideon was not fed with a silver spoon in his mouth. Jesus was not fed with a silver spoon in his mouth. Jesus and Gideon was just alike. My Bible tells me that Jesus was born in a manger. And they said that there was no room in the inn. I know I am right about it. Gideon had some issues while he was growing up. And they didn't receive Jesus as he was growing up. They didn't know who Gideon was, and they didn't know who Jesus was. If they would have known who Jesus was, they wouldn't have put him through what they put him through.
Yeah.
Y'all preach up. Y'all preach up. Yeah.
There are dangers in a crowd.
Yes, sir. In the crowd. Yes, sir.
They are dangerous in a crowd.
Come on, preacher.
In the time which we live in right now, we know the dangers of a crowd.
Yeah.
I like to tell you, I start by to tell you the likes of Gideon and Jesus.
Right.
But in every situation, in every likes, you got some dislikes.
That's right. That's right.
Let me tell you the reason why Jesus wasn't like Gideon.
Okay.
Can I tell you the reason that Jesus was not like Gideon?
Yeah.
Jesus, they marched him from Judgment Hall.
Oh, yeah.
From Judgment Hall. They beat Jesus all day long
Yeah.
and all night long.
Yes, sir.
They put a crown on his head.
Yeah.
I'm giving you the dislike that Jesus was not like Gideon.
All right.
You know, Gideon was a commander of an army,
Yeah.
but Jesus is the commander of an angelical army.
Yeah.
He is the commander of angels that will help you along the way.
Yeah.
They marched him from Judgment Hall to Judgment Hall.
Yeah.
He never said a mumbling word.
Yeah.
I know I am right about it.
Yes, sir.
Oh, they whooped Jesus all night long and all day long.
Yeah.
And he never said a mumbling word. But they hung him on an old rugged cross. And one Friday night they hung him high and they stretched him wide. He stayed there all day Friday. He stayed there all day Saturday. But early one Sunday morning, my Jesus got up with all power in his hand. You see, Gideon needed 300, but Jesus only needed 3. Jesus only needed him, the Father, and the Holy Ghost. I know I am right about it. He hung his head and the lock of his shoulder. He gave up the ghost. I know I am right about it. They gave up the ghost. He put his head in the lock of his shoulder. And he told his Father, it is finished. He got up with all power in his hand. He got up with power to heal the sick. He got up with power to heal the lame and give sight to the blind. I know I am right about it. Jesus got up with all power in his hand. I stopped by to tell you that you don't need a crowd. All you need is Jesus the Christ. All you need is his Father. All you need is his Holy Spirit. And all you need is the Word.
Yes, sir. Yeah, preacher.
The dangers. The dangers. The dangers of a crowd. With the 300 that Gideon, with the 300 that he called for his army, they didn't even have to go to war. God allowed the Amalekites and the Midianites to get together and cause confusion that killed themselves. So while you're trying to figure it out, while you're trying to work it out, while you're having midnight walks and don't know where your next end's going to end, where it's going to be. Jesus already worked it out in your favor. He's already worked it out. All you got to do is give it to Jesus. He will work it out. All you got to do is give it to Jesus. Pray and don't worry. But if you're going to worry, don't pray. Jesus will work it out for you. I am a witness. I know he'll do it. He did it for others. He did it for me. And he'll do it for you. The dangers in a crowd. At this time, The doors of the church are open. We don't know what device you may be using at your home. You might be on your iPhone. You might be on your iPad. But Jesus knows who you are. He made you. The Greater Bureau Missionary Baptist Church may not be the church that you call home. But you're going to need a church before you go home. You're going to need the Word. You're going to need to be saved. You're going to need to confess with your mouth. You're going to need to believe in your heart that Jesus Christ was raised from the dead. He will take care of you. We provide a link. We can provide you with a telephone number. Any contact, an email, Twitter, whatever you need. But the bottom line is, we want you saved. We want you saved. At this time, we ask that you read this word. Read how God was with Gideon as he went to fighting God's war.